We have evidence that placed you at the scene of the crime. How do you explain that?
I wasn't there. You must be mistaken.
I understand that you were under a lot of stress at the time. Many people make mistakes when they feel overwhelmed.
I wasn't stressed. I'm not the type to do something like that.
I need you to be honest with me. Denying this won't help you. Did you do it?
No, I did. Do anything wrong?
You say you didn't do it, but your fingerprint were found. How do you explain that?
I don't know how that happened. I never touched anything weird.
Let's focus on this together. I want to understand your side of the story.
I'm telling you, I had nothing to do with it.
I see you're feeling overwhelmed. Many people in your situation would feel guilty even if they weren't involved. Let's talk about it.
I'm not guilty. I just want to go home.
You could have done this for either money or because you were pressured by someone. Which one makes more sense?
Neither. I didn't do anything all.
If you did it for a reason, what was the reason? Tell me more about it.
I told you I didn't do it. There's nothing to tell.
If you could just write down what happened, it would make things easier for everyone. Would you be willing to do that?
I won't write anything because I'm innocent.
Where were you on the night of the crime?
I was at home watching TV.
Can anyone confirm that you were at home?
Yes, my roommate was with me the whole time.
Do you know the victim?
No, I've never met them.
What time did you get home that night?
I got home around 8 p.m.
We found your DNA at the scene. Can you explain how it got there?
I have no idea how that happened. I've never been there.
So you're saying you were never at the crime scene?
That's correct. I was all home out all night.
We know you were at the crime scene that night. Why were you there?
I wasn't at the scene. You got the wrong person.
I understand you don't want to admit it right now, but we have evidence that placed you there. Can you explain how your fingerprint ended up at the scene?
I've never been there.
We have multiple witnesses who saw you near the scenes, and your fingerprint were found on the door. Why would these things be connected to you if you weren't involved?
I don't know. Maybe some planted them. I wasn't there.
Look, people make mistakes, and I don't think you wanted this happen. Something must have gone wrong that night. Did things just get out of control?
I didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I was there for a few minutes.
I understand you weren't planning for things to go this way. It was an accident, right? What happened that made things escalate?
Yeah, things got out of hand. I
Okay.
didn't mean for it to this go far.
Okay, so you were there and things go out of hand. Tell me exactly what happened after you entered the building.
I didn't think anyone would get hurt. I just wanted to get in and out quickly.
Can you describe the event in as much detail as possible?
I was walking home when I saw a group of people gathered outside the store. There was a loud crash and turned to see someone break the window.
What were you doing just before the incident occurred?
I was on my phone texting a friend. I looked up when I heard the noise.
What were the weather conditions like the day?
It was clear, sunny day. I remember the sun was shining right in my eyes as I walked.
Can you remember any specific sounds that stood out during the event?
Yes, there was the sound of the glass shattering and people shouting. I also heard
What did the people involved look like?
the person who broke the window was wearing a black hoodie and had dark jeans. There were two other with them and I didn't get a good look at them.
What were the people doing just before the incident?
They seemed to be talking and laughing before the crash happened. Then it all got chaotic.
Can you recall my conversation or phrases you heard during the incident?
I heard someone say, "Let's get out of here." right after the window broke.
Can you describe the layout of the area where the incident took place?
The store is on the corner of Main Street and 2nd Avenue, and there are bench outside. There was also bus stop right across the street.
What did you do immediately after the incident occurred?
I ducked behind the nearby car because I was scared. Then I called the police.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else you remember that might be important?
I remember seeing a silver car parked nearby and it left quickly after the incident.
Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Sure, I'm John Smith, a 34 years old teacher. I live in this neighborhood with my family.
Please tell me everything you remember about the day starting from when you first noticed something unusual.
It was a sunny afternoon. I was walking my dog around 3 p.m. when I heard shooting coming from the street.
What happened next?
I turned to look. I saw two people arguing near the corner store.
Can you describe what those people look like?
One was a tall man wearing a red hoodie, and the other was a woman with long brown hair wearing a blue dress.
What could you hear around you at the time?
I could hear the shooting clearly, and there were cars honking as people were trying to get by.
How were you feeling when you saw that?
I felt anxious because it looked like it might get violent. I didn't know if I should intervene or just keep walking.
Is there anything else you remember from that incident?
Yes, I remember seeing bystanders pull out their phone and start recording the stood out to me.
What do you think someone standing across the street might have been seen?
They might have seen the whole argument from a better angle, and they probably noticed more about the people involved.
Can you walk me through what happened just before the shouting started?
I was just walking my dog. I didn't see how the argument began, but it escalated quickly.
Is there anything else that has come to mind now that we've talked through the event?
No, I think I've shared everything I remember. But if I think of anything else later, I'll let you know.
Thank you for being here today. Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Sure, I'm Johnny Magab, and I work as a nurse in the local hospital. I've lived in this neighborhood for about 5 years.
I appreciate your taking the time to talk with me. How are you feeling about this interview?
I'm a bit nervous, but I want to help however I can.
That's completely understandable. Can you tell me what you saw on the day of the incident?
Yes, I was walking home from work when I saw a commotion outside the cafe.
It sounds like it was a quiet scene. Can you describe what caught your attention?
There was a lot of people shouting, and I noticed a man yelling at another person.
Can you tell me more about the individuals involved?
One was wearing a blue jacket, and he seems really upset. The other person looked calm, almost like they were trying to reason with him.
It must have been stressful to witness that. How did you feel seeing it unfold?
I felt anxious and worried that night. It might escalate into something worse.
What happened next after you noticed the commotion?
The man in the blue jacket pushed the other person, and that's when I decided to call the police.
You mentioned you called the police. Can you describe how you made that decision?
I could see things getting out of hand, and I was afraid someone might get hurt, so I just took my phone and dialed 911.
Is there anything else you remember that might be important?
I remember hearing someone shout for help, but I couldn't see who it was.
Thank you for sharing all of this. Is there anything else you'd like to add or any final thoughts?
Just that I hope everyone is okay. If I remember anything else later, I'll be sure to let you know. Thank you.